Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take a resonance and leave the rest for someone else. Okay, this is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so, okay? Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up, okay? This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So make sure you take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Why? Because this is a general read. This is not a personal read. And if you like a personal read, once again, check out the description below, okay? All are welcome on this channel. All contributions are highly appreciated, okay? Be sure to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Okay. Thank you for your kindness and your support. Okay. All right. Okay. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're starting off with the High Priestess energy here. So the High Priestess energy here, this is representing possibly you are stepping into some kind of power, some form of upliftment in your life, okay? This could be you making changes, making progress in your life. There is something that you're doing different. You're moving different, you're thinking different, and this could be something that you could also be receiving compliments on, I'm picking up. Maybe people are complimenting you collective on a lot of things. Right now, currently, people could be complimenting you on your wardrobe, on your hair. People could just be, admiring how you carry yourself, how you parent. Okay, I see someone being complimented on their parenting skills. Maybe you're visiting your school or your children's school, excuse me. Okay, a school or your children's school, Spirit is saying. And maybe people are complimenting and just admiring how you are supportive of your child. And because they're noticing when it comes to how your child carries themselves, you could have a teenager. You could also have some children of middle school age, okay, as well as high school age. And so the instructors or the teachers could notice that just your child is well behaved, okay? Someone could also be complimenting how neat and clean you maintain the appearance of your child. And so basically, something about you just being complimented, okay? You're stepping into this high priestess energy, male or female. You're very unique, you're very different, but people are admiring you. So don't be shocked, collective, if you go out all of a sudden and you're receiving lots of compliments and lots of admiration. It's not fake, it's not funny, but it's going to be kind of weird to you, kind of like this, like this Cabbage Patch here, kind of like a galactic energy. You're going to feel like you're out of this world. This person is in the galaxy here, and you're going to feel like all these compliments, where are they coming from? You're well deserving of these compliments, Spirit is saying, and just say thank you, appreciate the moment, and enjoy. Okay, enjoy the moment. Okay, enjoy the compliments. Okay. And so this is evidence and proof that you've been working on something in your life, and you could be wondering, am I really doing it? Am I really, really doing it? You could also be someone, I see someone working out and exercising, and maybe you've been working out and doing this regimen for so long that you could be questioning yourself, like, I wonder, do I look different to other people? Am I really doing enough? So you could be, just wondering, not criticizing yourself, but wondering, am I doing enough? Is the weight coming off, or am I building muscle? So you could also be receiving compliments, male or female, about your physique, about how nice you look, how beautiful and handsome you are. So don't be shocked, okay? The Spirit is saying, enjoy the moment. Say thank you, smile, and hey, good day, and keep on moving, okay? So this is an energy that you are deserving of. You have earned the rite of passage to be on your timeline at this time in your life and receive the reciprocal of what you've experienced in the past. Perhaps maybe you are someone who, in your past, most recent or a long time ago recent, maybe you experienced people being cruel and not being kind to you. And so you have made the changes. And so with the King of Swords here, you've earned your right of passage to sit on your throne and be in authority. You have a lot of courage. You're standing in your truth of who you are. That's why the high priestess is here. Whenever the high priestess comes out, it's here because you have put in the work. You've been applying yourself. And this could be in many different areas, okay? This could be through you healing, maybe losing weight, as I just mentioned. Someone's working on their finances, gaining a better relationship and understanding about money, that it's just a currency, it's just an energy. Someone could be working on their self-esteem. Someone could maybe start doing more prayer or meditation. Maybe you're getting up and reading a Bible scripture each day. Maybe that encourages you. Maybe you're doing more prayer. Okay, so this could pertain to a lot of different changes. Not everything that I'm naming, but maybe one or two. Okay, so put it where it resonates for you. Even if I have not named the change that you have worked on, maybe you've changed residence, maybe you've relocated. Okay, you're having a housewarming, and people are like, "This is nice, collective. I like this. This is beautiful." Okay, and so maybe this move, this relocation, is an upgrade for you. You are a very hardworking person, Spirit is saying, and it's been a long time coming. But with that being said, you've been putting in the work because the throne is here and the high priestess is here. And so both of these cards would not be here if you weren't doing any work, if you weren't applying yourself where necessary or where needed in your life. You could be also someone who's surrendering old past negative energy. Maybe you're in counseling. Maybe you're speaking to a psychiatrist or a therapist. Maybe you're speaking to a life coach. Maybe you're clicking on Inspirational Lady Noble 365 videos and liking and sharing and subscribing. And maybe you're utilizing these messages for your highest good as well. And sometimes coming back and watching the video a second time to get that double dose of inspiration and share these messages with people whom you care about. Yes, I did. Yes, I just did. I love you too. Okay, so the next cup, okay? And this tree is shaped like a cup, but this is the Four of Cups, okay? And so the Four of Cups is not being satisfied. So this energy here is speaking of what I just mentioned, possibly in your past, maybe there's been some people who were around you. It happens, from time to time, who weren't respectful, who weren't they weren't kind. Okay, I'm not gonna say respectful. They just weren't kind. They didn't have an interest in being cordial with you. This could be old friends, old neighbors, old co-workers, family members. Put it where it resonates. Maybe you've dated someone who was very rude. And so this energy here represents you breaking free from that negative energy, but being patient and saying, you know what, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to make sure I start attracting the right people and energy into my life. And that's why the high priestess is here, because this is a very positive card. This is someone who's very wise, who's very smart, extremely spiritually inclined. You know what to share and what not to share. So you're working smarter, not harder. You're wiser. You're taking the experiences that you've endured and you're changing and shifting that salt into sugar for you. You're changing your pain into pleasure, and you were willing to be patient. Spirit is saying with yourself, you've done a lot of work on yourself, and give yourself a pat on the back. Don't be so hard on yourself. Everything may not be immediately the way you want it, but you're not where you used to be. And so don't allow what you see out of your two eyes on the outside of you to make you feel like you have not progressed. Like I said, someone's working hard in the gym and you're criticizing yourself and you've been sticking with your regimen. You're doing wonderful. Meaning if your goal is, okay, I'm gonna work out 3 times a week, you've been sticking to that. If you're on some kind of diet, you've been sticking to that. If your goal is, I'm going to work out 5 days a week, you've been sticking to it. So there is progress. Maybe you've been hyperly focused on critiquing the difference or change in your image, but you're going to be in public. I'm telling you, if not in public, somebody people are going to begin to notice, people that know you or people who haven't seen you. Oh, you lost a lot of weight. What you doing? You in the gym? You looking different. Or you may hear this. You looking different. That's the compliment. That may be someone who just don't want to say, hey, you look nice. And it's okay. But that is your confirmation. That's the compliment, letting you know, keep going. Okay. And you're not doing it for to be liked or to be accepted. But this is just the energy that is here. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the magician energy, people are going to be complimenting you because they're going to be in shock of what they see. And what they see is progress, the kind of progress that will take you for a long time, not a short time. You're not just here for a good time, you're here for a long time. When it comes to your health, your well-being, you're doing healing, you're gaining a better relationship and also more wiser responsibility when it comes to your currency. Knowing how to save, knowing how to do what's necessary. You're not one of those people who are likely to sit around and engage in complaining or negative conversations about what's going on in the media, which is out of your control, or what's going on with the changes in the world, which is out of your control. You're likely at this time in your life, if you see that there's a change or some kind of inflation taking place, you're wise enough to say, well, let me and my household just do what's necessary. And that is what's making you win. That's why the high priestess is here. Very beautiful. And the king of wands and the magician doesn't get any better. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I had to give me a drink there, okay? All right. So this is awesome. This is awesome. So, there could be many who are in chaos, but you are celebrating. And that's another thing. People are going to be in shock that you're not overwhelmed, you're not stressed, and you're not allowing what's outside of you to move you into a negative space or place. You're keeping you're remaining in the energy of keeping your cup, seeing the cup half full. You're staying in your positive energy. And if you ever feel like you're being pulled in the opposite direction, I see you doing some kind of practice. This could be something spiritual. This could be chanting. This could be affirmations, pulling yourself back. This could be just box breathing or 3 deep breaths. Just a couple of times whenever you feel yourself going there, learning how to be still and pause for the cause, but you're in the energy of celebrating. Okay, so that is for some people Pacific. There are a lot of people who are complaining. There are a lot of people who are allowing the distractions outside of them to shift their vibration, to change how they feel about themselves presently as well as their future. But you, my darling, are going to be in the energy of just like this card here, jumping, dancing, jumping up towards the sun, celebrating. You could be someone who's preparing to get married. This also represents, new love energy. Maybe someone's going to propose to you, someone with a lot of like-minded energy, which is going to be new to you as well. And the sun is just shining on you. And that is going to reflect a very positive energy in your life. So while you're, remaining high vibrational and staying positive and not allowing the ways of the world to change who you are, especially your heart, that is what's keeping you placing on your throne, meaning keeping you in authority of your life. You're not allowing things outside of you to steer the narrative of whether you're choosing to be happy or sad, grateful or ungrateful, because we have a choice each and every day. Nothing stays the same forever. And so everything is where it needs to be according to actions that were taken. And that's just point blank what it is. When they say what, it is what it is. So this is beautiful. And then look at you showing out. Now y'all showing out. Now you are showing out. I will claim this read right now. You are showing out, collective, with the 9 of Cups here. With the 9. This is good luck, happiness, and adventure. So you got the 9. These are all high positive cards here. These are all beautiful. This is a beautiful spread. And so continue being optimistic. Keep doing what you're doing, collective, because if you're on this channel and you're watching this video, You were brought here energetically. There are no coincidences, just confirmation. You were brought to this read, you were brought to this channel in this moment for a reason. This is confirmation that you are on the right path, and for you to remain positive and optimistic no matter what's going on outside of you, and continue to do what you are doing. Whatever it is, it's working. Whatever it is, it's working, collective, and it's looking great, okay? Because there are many things that are out of our control. We've heard it repetitively. We can't control what other people are doing or thinking, but we can control how we respond to the beautiful life that we are given, okay? And we have a choice each and every day. You know, are you going to take on a positive mindset or a negative mindset? Okay, you have a choice of what you want to magnetize towards you. It's not about a belief system. You have free will to choose what kind of energy you want to magnetize towards you each and every day. And that's the beautiful thing about life. We have the Seven of Swords, okay? And so this is moving fast, feeling like you're not sure of what's going on around you. And this energy here is the energy of what I just explained when I held up the Four of Wands. I said there will be many people who will be confused, overwhelmed, stressed, complaining. And what it is that they're allowing themselves to be controlled by the projections of things outside of them that really they have no control over. They can only control themselves. But because, like I just said, we have free will, people can do what they want, and that is their business. Okay? We're not on this channel to tell nobody what to do. You can do whatever you please. Nobody can tell you what to do. But if you choose to complain, you only consume the negative and you push away any opportunity of positive energy, you're entitled to that. But these are the people, collective, that I was just speaking of when I held up the Four of Wands. I said, you're going to be in the energy of being grateful, thankful, smiling, and celebrating. And people are going to be looking at you like you are. This is perfect. This high priestess is perfect right here. I love the galactic energy on here. I love it. As if you're from outer space. And you're going to be like, yes, yes, I am not part of your frequency. I am someone different. I am someone who sees the cup half full. I refuse to let the ways of the world get me down. I will do the best I can each and every day. And guess what? Hey, things ain't where they want to be, but trouble don't last always. You trust and know that we're always in the energy of evolution. Changes and metamorphoses are always taking place inside and outside of us. So whatever's going on that's making someone feel uncomfortable or stagnant, they don't have to hold on to that and allow that to put them in a funky space or place, with the stinky socks at the bottom of the clothing hamper, the ones maybe your kids wouldn't play sports in. We gonna laugh on this channel. Yes, we are. You don't have to put yourself in that stinking place, a space or place. Just remember, change is always happening. But there are people who are going to be anxious. This is the energy of someone being anxious, nervous. This is someone who wakes up and, oh, let me watch and see what's going on. Let me watch the television. Let me see what's going on. And then they consume all the negative energy that they're hearing. And there's nothing wrong with watching the television. You just have to know your power and master your own craft as you move about in the matrix here on the planted earth. When you are planted here and you come through the canal, one of the goals is for you just to know the difference. But it happens differently for everyone, and it's okay. It truly is. But, we have a choice. You're going to focus on the negative or the positive. It's okay to check the scoreboard, but to be hyper focused on it and then get drawn in where you're emotionally attached, and then you go into the sad space or place and you're just not feeling up to par and you're like, what is it? But there's a pattern. You're doing this every day. You're consuming the negative projection by choice, because it's forced onto you, but you have a choice on whether you're going to acknowledge it, on whether you're going to engage in gossip or slander, and whether you're going to choose what kind of energy you project out into the world. If you have a mindset where you know that you tend to be negative or cruel towards yourself or how you think about people, that's something that can be changed and you can work on personally, privately. You don't have to announce nothing. You really don't. Between you and the divine, with your higher self. You can start to do the work on yourself. Like, let me change this because I'm ready to experience something different. I'm no longer desiring to be the miserable person because storms will come, but you want to get into the habitation of knowing how to stay still and not wavering in your faith. Don't let the ways of the world change you or fool you, okay? Trick you out of your bag, trick you out of your opportunity and your favor in your life. Don't allow it to change you, okay, collective? Okay, so people, that's what I said, they're going to be looking at you. Like collective just happy, celebrating, turning up, talking about they throwing a party. I heard they over there cooking. They over there cooking. Yeah, because you're not in that lack mentality. When you think lack, when you speak lack, well, that's what you're going to magnetize towards you. And it's not about pretending or being fake. It's about being mindful of your words and your thoughts, okay? And get out of complaining. Be grateful, be thankful. That's what the prayer over the food is about, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. Everybody has their own, and that's okay. You're showing and giving gratitude because you want to shift the energy, number one, of what you're consuming, but you also want to send out the signal that you're grateful for the portions that you have been given. So therefore, you can be on the list, even if there's a waiting list. You know how you call somebody and they say, well, there's a waiting list. Look, you can get on the waiting list of blessings and opportunities. So who wouldn't want to be on the waiting list of favor, blessings, and opportunity? Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you're experiencing. It's better to plant some kind of seed of prosperity, of raising the vibration than to plant none at all. So I'd rather be on some kind of list of some kind of favor or opportunity coming. You want to put something in the oven. It might be a biscuit, it might be a cake, it might be a muffin, I don't know. But as long as you put something in there, okay? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. And so the three of coins, you're being mindful. You're making sure that you are only, collaborating with those who are team players. That's how you come out of the energy when you are working on mastering yourself and being mindful of staying out of that negative, low vibrational energy. You're mindful of who you deal with, who you talk to, and who you deal with. Because the words are so powerful, your voice is powerful, and you want to be careful with engaging in conversations with people who don't care or, oh, I don't believe in that. And, you don't need them to believe in anything. All you need is for you to know your worth, know your own value and where you want to be and what you desire. So once you conquer knowing your worth and what you desire, you'll be mindful of who you will collaborate with. You'll be mindful of who you are letting into your life, who you're having conversations with, who you confide in. You'll be mindful of these things, especially if you are a parental figure. You'll be mindful of who you let into your household. If you're single, who you're dating, male or female, the men have to be careful as well. And it's not about fear. It's about just acknowledging, it is what it is. That energy is never destroyed. It simply travels, and there are a lot of unhealed people and situations. So you have to be mindful, not paranoid, not afraid, because we don't operate out of fear. We don't feed the fears, but you have to be very concerned of people you're hanging out with, places you go, things you do. Slowly but surely, it doesn't have to happen overnight, but it's something to consider. So I'm speaking to a person or a group of people who is truly interested in progressing in life. Okay. There are no other intentions on this channel except to assist you in pivoting in a direction that is right for you. And may you find a spark within yourself and go in your own direction at your own timing that is right for you and not me. For you and not me. Okay? So we have the Ace of Wands here. Okay? And as I look at this Ace of Wands here, this is, passion, inspiration, and also having the ability to manifest. And I'm very focused on the vines that's going through the hand and holding on to this limb here, to this stick here. So gathering with the right energy allows you to have the ability to manifest the life that you desire. It allows that. So it's very important, moving forward. And I could just say that I've noticed a lot of people are really standing in their power and not afraid to say who they are and what they represent. And it's a beautiful time to be alive to even witness it. A lot of people are standing in their truth about what they're for and what they're not for. A lot of people are awakening, okay? Everyone is chosen to do something on this path, each and every one of us. And we all hold value. It doesn't matter how we feel about people individually. It doesn't matter that somebody owe you $20 and they didn't pay you, or you don't like this person and you don't like. Everyone has a purpose and everyone is loved by somebody. Does not matter. But at the same token, when back to value, being valuable, we're put here with a purpose. And as I look at these vines going through this hand, even as I lay that Ace of Wands down, this represents manifestation, being able to stay inspired, to bring into fruition things that you want and desire. And many people or folk are sometimes under the oppression that things are not happening for them. And they feel that way because they feel they don't see it. When in actuality, when you choose to work on yourself, which what this reading is about, I just said I'm speaking to people who are really honestly working on progressing in life in many areas, whatever is best for you, not for me. You're able to bring those things into fruition. You're able to be more grounded as well as I look at these vines. You're able to be more grounded and more spiritually connected, with source, with your ancestors, or whatever your belief system is. All are welcome on this channel. But the funny fact is that those, who say they don't believe in this, they don't believe in that, are the very ones who should be anxiously running towards some kind of belief system. Because I'm speaking of those who have given up and feeling like their prayers aren't being answered. And Spirit is saying, let them know that everything that they've been asking for is right in front of them. But just because it isn't arriving how you envisioned it to arrive, you feel like you're being ignored. This is for someone specific, this particular part of this read. You feel like you're being ignored and you're not being ignored. There may be some kind of action attached to the blessing or opportunity you want to receive. Now, whether you want to take that action to receive that blessing or opportunity, that's up to you. Spirit is saying for me to let someone know that. You know who you are, and you also are aware of what action needs to be taken. It's different. Take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. It's different for everyone watching. We are different people. We all are desiring different lifestyles, and it's okay. No two humans are alike. So there's someone who is feeling like things are stagnant in their life, and Spirit is saying they're not stagnant. Every prayer you've prayed has been answered. Every petition you have written has been responded to. But there's an action required for you to receive this blessing or opportunity. And Spirit is saying, you know who you are. They're having me stop right there with that portion of the read. So as you work on yourself, You'll learn and know that the journey is consistent. It's a continuous cycle. It's a never ending journey. But when I say never ending, I'm not talking about being exhausted or overwhelmed from living life. It's a journey that as you learn yourself and master yourself, you'll be grateful for the experience. And you'll have multiple repetitive aha moments. Ah, that's what that was for. Oh, that's why I had that relationship. That's why that happened on that job. That's why my cousin did that. I'll leave that right there. So there is someone who think that their prayers haven't been answered, and it has. Spirit is saying there's an action required of you attached to you receiving this blessing or this opportunity. It's like the moment that you choose to take action is the moment, beep, 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 beep. You'll be like, oh, there you go. You'll have your aha moment. Oh, there you go, right there. Okay. Oh, this is how you do that. Like clicking online, like, okay, this is how you do that. Okay. Click here, click here. Okay. And then you get the green check mark that says successful, received. I'm seeing that. Okay. So yeah. Remain optimistic about your present as well as your future. But you are making lots of wonderful, phenomenal changes about yourself, male or female. You're progressing very beautifully. People are seeing it, and you're going to get a lot of compliments. Mark my word. Mark my word. Probably for the next 2 months. I mean, you get compliments on a regular, possibly, but I'm saying they're going to be like, you're going to be like, whoa, everywhere I go. Wait a minute. Okay. But it's going to be good energy. It's nothing diabolical, I'm picking up about this. And so the next card we have here is the Page of Wands here, okay? So keep your enthusiasm. Keep your enthusiasm. Stay inspired, stay encouraged, keep that increased vitality going no matter what it looks like. Take a break when you need to take a break. It's okay to be on pause. It's okay to take a nap. Ooh, don't get me talking about a nap. It's okay to take a nap. It's okay to not be available. It's okay to not be able to be at every event. Sometimes you just can't make it. It is what it is. But don't be hard on yourself about it. Don't allow yourself to be your energy and your aura to be pulled on in so many directions that it keeps you in a mental funk. It keeps you in a disarray because you're trying to appease people, and it's only one of you. And there are times where, hey, the body wants to rest. And like, hey, can we have a break today? Can we have a nap? Can we get some Epsom salt? Can you just close your eyes? Can you stop today? And you have to respond, yes, I can stop today. Yes, because I'm in the high priestess energy here. So I'm going to use my wisdom and make sure that I'm practicing self-preservation. And knowing that any offers, person, place, or thing that comes and attempts to attach itself to me in this new energy, I will simply say no. Okay? You know who you are, collective, at this time. You've done a lot of work, your confidence is increasing, and no one can waver you in your faith or your belief system. Like having something good going on and a person come, that might not work. So you're not even allowed that. Can't no naysayer getting your ear right now. They can't do that. Not with this here. You're going to be celebrating, I'm telling you, and people are gonna, and I thought I wasn't gonna speak on this, but here it is. So with people observing you, you're going to get a lot of good energy or compliments, and they're genuine. You are actually losing the weight and looking great, male or female. Go ahead and smile and embrace it. So, with people seeing you in this energy and they're in this energy feeling uncertain, Spirit is saying for you not to offer advice to these people um, because there's someone. Spirit is saying don't offer advice. That's for somebody. There is someone. Just be mindful of what I'm about to tell you. There is someone that you may see going through a challenging situation, and you may have pure intentions. And this goes to the saying of just because you can don't mean you should. And yes, this is about offering advice and just helping someone. You may know of some information to help someone, and it can be of anything with food, money, housing, anything. How to get a resource. Spirit is saying There is someone who's going to be going through a hardship and they're going to be anxious, nervous, worried, stressed, speaking negatively, acting very. Be mindful of allowing yourself to be around those kind of people because their energy can taint what you have going on. You got a lot of good energy. Be mindful. Yeah, you're gonna have to cut off and be MIA with some folk collective because they're going to see this right here. And the moment that you offer advice, a switch is going to flip and they're going to flip on you. They're going to use your kindness because your intentions is to help. And just to be a conversation like, oh, write this number down. I know somewhere you can go. What you mean? This legit? Do you know this work? How you know it worked? Don't be giving me no fake, that kind of energy. And one word is going to lead to another. So be mindful. If there's someone in that energy, spirit is saying stay away from them and don't have no conversation with them. There are people trying to flick their energy onto people, especially at this time. It's very heightened. But that's not everybody, but that's for those people who are in this low lack mentality, who think and feel that everything is going to be one way forever. They're like locked into a time capsule. They're locked into the program. But don't offer any advice. Don't. That's the message. Because this person is going to flip the narrative on you. And even if the advice is genuine, honest, legit, they're going to flip it on you. Spirit is saying, tell them to stay out the way. They're going to flip it on you. This could even turn from a verbal conversation to an escalated, heated argument, from an argument to a confrontation, from a confrontation to some kind of defense thing, and maybe I'm seeing police being called, all kind of things. So be mindful. When you've got that joy and that happiness going on, folks don't like it. Folks don't like it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. But that doesn't mean for you not to enjoy your Nine of Cups. That doesn't mean for you to change who you are or dim you light. Spirit is dim you light. Yeah, dim you light. Do not dim you light. Spirit is clearly saying, there's someone who speaks like that. You may know. Do not dim you light. Make sure that you do not allow yourself to be around those who are in lack or negative, who are of this energy that we're speaking of. Because it's not fair to you, collective, to change who you are or dim you light because someone else is choosing to be unhappy. This is a choice to be unhappy. Anytime somebody wants to offer you a resource or give you information and your plan is to flip the narrative, because that's what I'm picking up. That's the message. Somebody's going to flip it on you. And you're going to be like, I was just trying to help. Can you believe this? They so and so, so and so. This person, whoever this is, they're going to come to you complaining that with their story. They're going to make you feel sorry for them. They're going to pull on your heart chakra, collective. They're going to pull on your heartstrings. They're going to come in their feelings with a savvy story and pull you in. And you're going to feel like you can't resist. You're going to feel impelled, like I gotta get them this information. Hold on a minute, I gotta get. But they're going to flip on you. So Spirit is saying there are times when we must stay out the way as well. If you know, where people need to learn and grow and flourish on their own. It's not about being mean and cruel. But if you always give someone a hand, they'll never know how to, figure it out for themselves. And so this is someone who's not going to be appreciative of your actions. And your actions are pure. You just like, look, I just thought I could help. Okay, so yeah, yeah. Keep your energy to yourself. Be stingy. Be stingy. Yeah. Be stingy. Yep. That concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.